She's doing whatever the fuck she's doing in the bathroom. But the next 2 books I read for August were The Hunger Games Mockingjay and The Hunger Games The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. But again, people have read all of those, so what's the point in saying? They were good, except the last one felt like it was really dragged out.
I just need to go in the bathroom. I just need to do mascara and lips and then we can record.
I've started.
Oh. Well then you're just gonna have to unstart. They've just seen that I can't sit down properly. What are we doing?
What do you mean what we're doing?
What are we doing?
Well, I mentioned the Hunger Games. And then I read Things Have Gotten Worse Since We Last Spoke and Other Misfortunes.
What have you done to deserve your eyes today? Well?
Nothing, take 'em.
You best go get an apple peeler then.
I really thought this book was really easy to read and quick.
It was easy to read and quick, but the only good story was the first one.
Yeah. But I like how the whole theme of it was like a connection. That's a weird connection.
Yeah. I will be reading his other book just because the stories that seem to be in it seem to be more up my alley.
Yeah.
And, you know, like you said, the books tend to be a theme, but different short stories. And like you said, it's all about connection and like...
Yeah, the first one is
I'd also say like relationships with people and like how we see each other and how far we would go to do certain things or, you know.
Would you do what she done?
I'm delusional enough, yeah, to be honest.
Would they have your partner's eyes?
What do you mean?
You'll take one. Would it have your partner's eyes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Phineas.
Gone too soon.
Gone too soon, yeah. I liked that, yeah, like you said, like, well no, like I said, each story was like how far would you go for the people you love, but in different ways. Like, the first one was she was super alone, she wanted someone to be with, she was craving like a relationship. The second one was like how far would you go for a lost child, and then the third one was like, you know, how far would you go for money to get you and your partner out of a shitty situation. But the first story was definitely the best.
Yeah.
The second one was okay. It could have been, because it went from like, oh no, it's so sad, her son killed herself. It's not really a spoiler because that's the whole theme of that story. To like this weird acid trip kind of thing. It just didn't really flow.
Then the last thing I read was The Maid. Which I'm so sick of reading stories, right? And it's like a murder mystery. But the murderer always seems to be the main character.
That's so annoying.
I read so many books like that and I was like, I'm kind of sick of this now.
I have The Maid as a hardback that I got from a charity shop.
Oops, that's a spoiler.
Because I don't need to read that now. Because I said to you, why did you do that when I already have a copy? You could have just used mine.
Hardback though.
I love hardbacks, you're such a hater.
Yeah, and that was it.
This is August, yeah?
Yeah.
I read Stolen Air, but I've used that as a blog in the last one. I finally finished reading A Lady of Rooksgrove Manor. That fucking monster smut that was on my currently reading on Goodreads for
ages.
Cause it was good, and there's like 3 in the series, but I'm not going to read the others because it just took so long to get through.
Why?
There was a lot of story.
Oh.
A lot of story. It was good though. I gave it 4 stars and 4 chili peppers for spice. Because it was very spicy. I read a lot of books in August, it seems. I read Kiss the Fae by Natalia Jaster on my Kindle. Love my Kindle. Thanks, Cameron. I gave it 4 stars and 2.5 chili peppers. It was an enemies to lovers Fae book. It's a trilogy because it's based on 3 brothers and 3 sisters. They're not actually sisters though, and they're not actually brothers, so it's not weird. And And the first one was like very much like giving the movie like Labyrinth vibes. It was very like phase tricky, like going back to the roots of phase, where they're like fairies are not nice, they are there to steal your firstborn and trick you. Really good story writing, really good world building. It was kind of like Hunger Games and Maze, but fae, because they have to go through all these challenges and they would very much like, they are likely to die kind of thing. It's designed for them to die, they're not supposed to survive it. I was catching up on the Ice Planet Barbarian series by Ruby Dixon, so I read Barbarian's Prize and Barbarian's Mate, which I gave both of them 4 stars and 4.5 stars, and they both got 2.5 chili peppers because they were not as spicy as the first few books. There's like 28 books in that series or something ridiculous.
Fuck that.
I'm getting through it. Some of them are novellas though, so like short stories.
Still 28.
She's right, and that's not even
Popping them out.
That's not even her only series. Yeah,
Busy.
she busy. She keeping it busy. I then read Unhinged by Vera Valentine, which is that door smut.
Did you? Was it good?
I read the pillow one as well.
I don't know, there was a pillow one. No, but was it good?
Yeah.
I kind of want to read it.
It's only 71 pages, but it doesn't feel like 71 pages. It's like a fully fleshed out story. I gave it 4 stars. And 2 chili peppers.
It's like when you done with Harry Styles while you're in my room.
It's an erotic romance about a door who is Zeus's illegitimate son, because he had sex with a tree, and then that tree became a magical sentient door. It has plot, like it genuinely has a good plot.
If I can find the Harry Styles fanfic you done, I'm gonna put it in like the description. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
That I wrote that at a dark time in my life. But if you want to read it, you can log into my Kindle.
I do actually want to read that.
I read it in one sitting in like not even an hour. It was actually really good. Like everyone was still going like haha door, and I was like, it's kind of good. She has actually written like legitimate books and like legitimate stuff. She kind of wrote it as a joke, but it's actually decent. It's got really good storyline. Damn, I've got notifications. I then read Fourth Wing, right there, by Rebecca Yarros. What a fucking book. I was so skeptical because everyone was saying like, oh, it's so good, and you know, it was getting a lot of traction, really popular. I was like, do I risk it? Do I let TikTok hurt me again?
Do I become a sheep?
Do I become
Maybe.
a sheep? It was actually like, I gave it 5 stars. It's so fucking good. Not only does it have 1 map in the book, it has 2, and we know that if a book starts with a map, it's always fucking good. Like, I've not had 1 book with a map that's been bad. It has such a good magic system. That is something I struggle with a lot of fantasy, is that the magic systems they have can get very samey, but the way it works in Fourth Wing is so interesting and good. So they channel the dragons will pick you to bond with, and the way that it works is the dragons channel power into their riders, but the rider's power is based who they are deep down to their core. So they could have a different power from their dragon, as well as having basic magic. And it's like tiers of like, the powers work in tiers. Like you have really rare powers, and it's if you get a mind reading power, that's illegal and they kill you.
Oh.
Yep.
See, now all your TikToks make sense.
What do you mean?
A rider is nothing about his dragon.
Yeah, yeah.
What the fuck are you on about?
Yeah, if the dragon dies, so does the rider. But if the rider dies, the dragon just mourns it, and they get really sad, and sometimes they'll never bond again. And like the dragons have their own like politics going on, and like the dragons talk, which is really cool. But they can only talk to their rider through like their minds, and then the dragons can talk to each other. But like different dragons have like different powers and different it's so fucking good. And it ended, and like it's based in this world where there's like a war going on that's been going on for like 400 years, and there's like loads of plot twists because like the main character's mum is a general, and it's honestly like such a good fucking read, and I'm so excited for the second one to come out, which I've also pre-ordered. But yeah, the sequel, which is coming out soon, is Iron Flame, and I'm so fucking hyped. Exciting. I then read Things Have Gotten Worse Since We Last Spoke, and Other Misfortunes, like Cameron did. I gave it 3 stars because it didn't really live up to the hype for me, and the first story was the best one. And that concludes my August piece. I have to wait for Cameron now.